So when the original ideas formulated with you and Billy feuding with Honky as Billy's manager, did you ever think it would end with you two as a tag team, or this was totally just an angle and a feud going, building up?
So looking back on it, look, I think this was totally just a underneath storyline to get us on TV, to utilize Honky, who I think was leaving. I think he had a year deal or something, and I'm not sure of that. He may correct me on that, but like it was just like, okay, let's get what we can. And actually during the I don't think they had anything else to do with us after it. So during that run where I worked with Billy a ton on house shows, me and Billy would work together against each other, and we would literally, like, it didn't matter who was the heel or who was the baby face. So we would say like, "Hey, I'm going to try to be a baby face out there tonight." He'd go like, "No, you ain't. I'm going to be the baby face." And so we would literally have fun entertaining each other, trying to out baby face the other guy. And because we were first match on the loop, and so we're working 19 days, 20 days a month at that period, every night against each other in the first match. So it's like, okay, let's go out there and have a good time and kind of set the pace. But I didn't never see it ending as a tag team, but I know halfway through of all those matches, we were literally going to Russo and anybody who would listen to us at the time, Bruce Pritchard, and say, "Hey, we think we could be good as a tag team." You know what I mean? So we were pitching ourselves as a tag team. About 4 or 5 months into working every night on the road, it was like, this is going nowhere. What about if we were together? And it's the old faithful. The wrestler comes to the writer and goes, "Hey, we want to do something. We want to be a tag team." "Oh yeah, then what?" "Oh, well, I don't know. I don't I don't know. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, you
You
got
put
the
the
initial
titles on
idea,
us."
and then it's their
Yeah,
job to plan it out.
yeah, yeah.
How was Billy feeling during all this in terms of the rockabilly gimmick? With him being announced as the protege, was he excited about doing it, or was he a little trepidatious?
Well, he was look, we were both trepidatious going into the storyline together. I for one was getting booed as I sang with my baby tonight, walking down the aisle, and he was with Honky Tonk Man, and but it was a for both of us, it was a new something, and it was something for us to sink our teeth into. We may have been opening the show on house shows, but we had a little something, like I said, that we could sink our teeth into with Honky and Billy and me. And so, look, I think Billy started really changing his body a lot. Then started changing how he ate and changing how he trained, and he was no longer with Bart. So I think it was a step in the right direction for him. I never really asked him, "Hey, are you happy with this?" But I know we talked back and forth about, "Hey, let's pitch us as a tag." Um, and look, we worked really well together as a tag. We were two totally opposite people, two totally opposite characters in every way, shape, or form, but we gelled together as a cohesive unit. And like you think about all the old tag teams, all used to be like bookends, you know what I mean? The Rock and Roll Express, the Fantastics, the Road Warriors, even, and so me and Billy were just totally different, wearing different gear and on a different page, but or not on a different page. We were always on the same page, and that was what was cool about it. Two singles guys that formed a hell of a tag team. That's the way I always thought of us.
Nice. Now, in the opportunity to wrestle so many house shows against each other and experiment and try things in front of different crowds, did you start to feel like there was going to be success in the angle?
So if we're talking about the angle of Honky Tonk, I mean, yeah, the success was for me personally, though. You know what I mean? And for Billy personally, because it was the first thing we kind of sunk our teeth into uh after Billy wasn't a tag with Bart anymore. And so it was, you know, it was what it was. We worked hard together. But yeah, we thought, I don't remember when it was, but we had a match one time where we tagged together, but I was still the Double J or Jesse James or whatever, and I tagged with Billy and Rock and oh man, what's his name? I'm drawing a blank. Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
God darn. Bong resin and chair shots. I apologize. So Honky Tonk Man was at ringside, and I just watched this match not too long ago, and I was Jesse James and he was RockABilly, and we teamed, and man. I don't know if it was just me, but you could see something there. It's like,
Chemistry.
holy crap, there's chemistry here. And these are two big raw bone dudes that like to scuffle and like to scrap. And that's what time it was then. We were all hitting a little harder and kicking a little lower. And you know what I mean? Like we were really just roughing it up. And so I think, look, that's when saw something in us. And so I think that's when they did too and went, hey, we got something here. We know what the ceiling on it is, but there's something here.
And I think
Um,
I've always heard about that moment, and even in my time at WWE, that moment where the talent feels something that clicks, the light bulb goes off, and then the office takes notice and
yeah.
puts the jetpack on them.
Well, and you've seen it happen 100 times, and we've seen it, look, they threw, uh, Double J, Jesse James out there, they threw RockABilly out there, they threw Rocky Maivia out there, they throw people out there, and then people transform or evolve. And then once something, now look, they have a bad habit also. When I say they, I mean WWE and really every wrestling company. Once you find something that works, you kind of beat it into the ground. Um, just because like, oh man, this is awesome. Let's put it on TV every week. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so sometimes that's a curse and a blessing, you know?
So let's bring us back to the chronology of this formation. And you've now turned down Honky and he has to move on. And the next week he moves on to Billy Gunn and offers him the same spot that you had.
You shut your filthy mouth!
Oh, what a
Billy,
great heel.
I've been watching you for a long time, even though you didn't know it. I've watched hundreds of hours of videotape on you. And just because I came out here last week and I offered a piece of beautiful merchandise to Jesse James, and he was a complete goof, and he turned me down, I want you to know you've always been my first choice.
I feel like you need a new pro
And I
wrestling
want you to
team shirt of
understand this.
complete goof.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong
I love
with
it.
losing a match to someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's rough, he's tough, he's on the top of his game. It's where
Honky
you
cuts
wanna
a good
be.
promo.
It's where you're gonna
And what a
have
great
to be.
heel he
It's where
said.
the honky tonk man.
I mean,
You were always my first choice.
You're young, you're strong, you're dedicated, you're serious, you're a professional athlete. You just need a little help, and I'm here to help you, Billy Gunn. I want you to go with a honky tonk man. We'll get good clothes. We'll get you a nice haircut. We'll get you some sideburns. And I know you can shake, rattle, and roll. But you
Honky's
don't have
jumpsuit's
to get down on
legendary.
your
Yeah,
knees
yeah.
right now and thank the honky tonk man for all I'm gonna do for you. If you want to thank me, Billy, I know there'll be plenty of time for you to thank the honky tonk man. Come along, brother, let's go for a ride.
Oh! What the heck? Oh, what a ride! 2 weeks in a row! His
Total
guitar
dance
is
move
broken
today.
now, maybe
I
his
love it.
jaw.
I love it. That's
Honky's had 2
classic
weeks of
stuff,
bad
man.
luck here.
All right, so now you and Billy have both turned down Honky. Is the
Yeah.
plan to put you two together sooner than when it actually happens? I mean, you figure both people have turned them down. You've had this chemistry work in these shows. Is it starting to come together?
Yeah, I think this was where they had decided to put us together as a team and didn't know how to kind of get out of it. Like, what do we do here? You know what I mean? But I wish I would have got to punch Honky. Um, Billy did. I didn't get to hit him. Me and Honky were nose to nose and toes to toes a couple times during this whole thing. He hit me with a guitar one time in the back, and I told him to bust me over the head with it. That was back in the day when we didn't know a whole lot. And so I told him, "Hey, I'm going to turn around. You just bust me over the head with it because at the head it'll explode. Like it may cut my head, but at least the guitar will explode." He hit me in the back, across my back like a boat paddle, like a huge boat paddle,
Smash.
just smacked me. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. We got to the back and I just started cussing him like a dog. And he was like, "Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry." but we've made up since then, and I was young and dumb, and he was trying to make a dollar, and I'm sure I probably was an a-hole to him. You know what I mean? I didn't mean to be disrespectful, and I haven't been since, but
So in
I'm sure I was.
2002, my good buddy stiffed him once for you. So it was, he got a little return for you.
Hey,
He came back for
honky tonk man will say, "Hey, did I slam you out there? Well, then why'd you slam me?"
my buddy was at the gathering of the Juggalos back, I think it was 2002, and they were in the battle royal, and he said Honky was working someone. He just walked up to him and just started bashing him from behind, and then just ran away. And Honky's like, "What the heck was that?"
Yeah, he did not like to be hit, and I get that. But I was young for a moment, and I liked to get hit.